racism comes up and the first thing you feel the need to do is defend yourself. What do it do, YouTube? It's your girl, Laura J, and I am back, okay? I'm like back this time, you know. I noticed that I say I'm back every time and then don't come back for real, but I mean it. I'm back this time. I got videos in the boat, like back to back, okay? I got y'all. I know y'all tired of my stuff, but I'm for real this time. Like, I'm for real. Like, 100% I'm back, okay? I'm gonna be consistent for real this time. You know, I went through a little break, you know. Clearly, I've been going through some things that done got me a nose piercing and a septum. So, that's just that. Those are, my friends. Say hello, friends. Say hello to my friends. Say hello to the audience. Don't be shy. But let me stop, okay? Let's get into some things because we really got some things to get into for real. You know what I'm saying? I miss y'all. Like, how y'all doing? Like, how are y'all? What have y'all been up to? Has quarantine been treating y'all well? Because, I mean, are y'all even quarantining at this point? Because there ain't nobody quarantining, including me. But really, I low-key been quarantining, but that's just because I don't have no friends. Like, I got friends, but I don't really got no friends. Like, I don't be out, and I just been quarantining before quarantine even started. So, there's that. But anyways, if you can't tell by the title, you know, we're going to be talking about Black Lives Matter and stuff like that. So, a little trigger warning for y'all. Murder, assault, choking. Yeah, there's that. I just didn't feel right coming back to my channel without saying anything, even though it's not really a hot topic anymore. That doesn't matter because Black Lives Matter isn't a trend. You know what I'm saying? It's a movement, and we cannot stop until we see change, complete change that we want. So I just didn't think it would be right of me to come back on my channel acting like everything's all dandy and good as a Black person, as a Black woman, because it's not okay at all. And I just feel like everybody, if you support Black people or you support Black Lives Matter, even if you're not Black, no matter how small or big your platform, you should be using it to speak up, because you never know who could be watching or who could be, you know, lurking and be getting inspired. Because even though people don't say anything, you know, I need to stop saying you know, but even though people don't say anything, you definitely inspire one person. That's all I'ma say. So I might get a little forest fire started, you know, with the flick of a match, you know what I'm saying? So there's that. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you're notified every time that I post. And like this video. Comment that hashtag LJ gang if you rocking with me. You know what I'm saying? You already know how I'm coming. You know how I'm coming with the petitions and places you can donate at down below in the description box. So make sure you go ahead and do that. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So first of all, a little disclaimer on the disclaimer. I said what I said in this video. And y'all can try to check me about it, but ain't nobody gonna check me for real. Everything I say in this video, I stand by. I stand by that. I stand by it. First of all, I just want to go ahead and hit the ground running and say that A lot of white people tend to get offended or get their guard up and feel the need to defend themselves when the topic of racism comes up. And first of all, I just want to say right then and there, that's a red flag. Racism comes up and the first thing you feel the need to do is defend yourself. Ooh. Ooh. But anyways, it's a certain dynamic because if your first language is English and you grew up in America, I'm pretty sure that you know that some things in the English language are just understood. You know what I'm saying? And some things you can just say and people know what you mean. If I say I like vegetables, that don't mean I like every single type of vegetable there is. That don't mean that I like cauliflower. It don't mean I like broccoli. It just means I like the vegetables that I like. You know what I'm saying? And I have a feeling that people know that. They just want to ignore that and make it about them anyways. And yeah, so I just decided not to do my makeup in the middle of the video. And this whole video started because this whole video idea was supposed to be like me doing my makeup while talking about it. But you know I'm lazy. I'm a Taurus, so I'm lazy. So I just lost all motivation to do my makeup. Smack dab in the middle of me talking. I will give y'all more makeup looks later, but as of right now, I just don't feel like it, okay? I just feel like talking about Black Lives Matter. But yeah, it's like a certain dynamic. It's just like some things, a lot of things are just understood. So if I say white people are racist, not all white people. But if we're on the topic of injustice in the Black community or police brutality towards Black people or anything concerning Black people, and you feel the need to defend yourself and be like, oh, I don't do that, or you know, I would never. I know a couple racist people, but I'm not racist. My parents are racist, but I'm not racist. And I would never like treat anybody like that. Well, I mean, that's cute and that's cool and all, but it's not about you, one. And two, that's not what we were discussing. It's nice to know that you surround yourself by racist people and then say you're not racist. Or it's nice to know that you're not racist, but just hear me out. Hear me out, okay? I mean, that's cool. You get a lot of cool points for not being racist. But that doesn't take away from the fact that it, as a general population for white people, racism is a huge problem within that population of the Caucasians. You know what I'm saying? And you not being racist doesn't take away from the fact that it is a problem with the group of people that you happen to be associated with. For example, you know, there's a lot of Black people out there getting killed for being Black and whatnot. But just because I'm Black and it hasn't happened to me doesn't mean it's not a problem. Do you know where I'm going with this? Hopefully. So anyways, I have been I have been cooking up this video for a minute now. Like, I've been wanted to make this video and post it, but I was just trying to get the right words together. I've actually filmed it a couple times before and I just didn't like how it was. So hopefully this is the one. You know what I'm saying? Third time's a charm. But I really wanted to say something about it when it was a bigger thing, when it was a bigger issue. I mean, it's still an issue, but you know, people tend to think that Black Lives Matter is a trend when it's not. But I wanted to, you know, hop on and say something when you know what I'm talking about, when it happened and everybody was talking about it, but I just couldn't come to my senses or find the right things to say, and I just didn't want to like say anything and put it out and just be like, okay, so boom. No, I really wanted to like put some thought and effort into this, because I don't really normally talk about serious things, but I definitely can. But that's not what I intended for my channel to be about. But I will speak on it because I feel like that's just something that I genuinely want to do, but I just wanted to do it right. So in light of the events that happened around June, or was it July? I don't remember. At the beginning of summer, not only George Floyd and Breonna Taylor situation, but injustice in the Black community as a whole, I felt the obligation to speak up and use the small platform that I do have to raise a little bit of awareness and just speak about, you know, what's happening. But I did want to bring this to my platform just to let it be known that I do support the whole Black Lives Matter movement. You know, I was born Black, I'm gonna die Black, I'm gonna die fighting for my Blackness, die fighting for Black people, Black women. And speaking up, making people feel uncomfortable, because it's not for you to feel comfortable. We have to push our comfort zones, push our limits to be able to break into new change. You know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure that the conversation and the activism doesn't die down on my part, because Black Lives Matter, as I keep saying, is not a trend. Never has been, and it never will be. And no, by no means necessary am I an activist or, you know, extremely educated on everything that's happening. But, you know, I just, yeah. So
moving right along.
If you're not yet aware, which I'm pretty sure you are by now, and if you're not, you've been living under a rock. We're just gonna keep it real. The police decided that right now, in the middle of a pandemic, was the best time to cause controversy at the cost of the Black community. George Floyd was a Black man whose life was taken entirely way too soon because he broke the unwritten crime of being a Black man in America. Derek Chauvin, I think that's how you say it, Derek Chauvin, King Pig himself, who deserves to be behind bars for the rest of his life, decided that he would kneel on George Floyd's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds until his life left his body. Which I'm not going to insert that image or any type of imagery connected with that, because it's one, traumatizing, and two, I'm pretty sure nobody wants to be remembered that in that way. Since then, Derek has been to jail for a couple of weeks, and then somehow posted a bond of $1 million, which is deeply alarming, weird, and crazy to me, because there is no way on God's green earth that a police officer can afford to get out of jail, afford anything that costs $1 million. And I'm aware that in some states you can pay like 10% at a time, you know, but that's still $100,000. So somebody ain't doing the math right, and it's just not adding up. But not that any of that even matters, because posting bond shouldn't have even been a choice. Like, that shouldn't have even been up for discussion for him, considering the fact that he took somebody's life without cause, or over a counterfeit bill. That's still no reason to take somebody's life. Then the Minneapolis Police Department came out with a statement shortly after, basically blaming the man that they killed for having underlying conditions. So basically just saying that he wasn't healthy enough to be suffocated for 9 minutes, which I'm pretty sure nobody is, I would die. I would die because the freak, that's just a given. Another reason that Black Lives Matter has been talked about or became a hot topic earlier this year or earlier in the summer was also because of the unjust murder of Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor, she gets some media coverage, but she hasn't been getting as much media coverage as George Floyd. Black women tend to struggle to get recognition in general, but especially in these type of situations. But that's a whole nother video within itself. Basically, from my understanding, Breonna Taylor was sound asleep in her house, in her room with her boyfriend. Well, I don't know if her and her boyfriend were in the same room, but I don't think they were. Because when the police showed up unannounced to their house, Breonna Taylor's boyfriend shot a fire because they didn't announce themselves. Didn't say, oh, this is the police or anything. So he shot a fire. And that's what caused them to go in and kill Breonna Taylor. We all were questioning why they showed up in the first place, one, and two, without announcing themselves. And their excuse was at first that they were looking for some type of drug dealer or something like that. But regardless, it was somebody that they already had in custody. So the story's not adding up to me. Their story's not adding up to me because you already had this person in custody and then you went in looking for this person. But the fact that they went in their house unannounced, that's what gets me. That's what I don't understand. Now y'all knew, they knew that that was not the person's house they were looking for. It's like puzzle pieces to me because it's missing some pieces. Like, this story is missing so many pieces to me because it just seems a little fishy. Like, something's not adding up. But I don't know if you guys have seen the interview with Breonna Taylor's mother on The Breakfast Club. I'm gonna also link that down below and add some clips as well. But in the interview Breonna Taylor's mother did, she stated that once she arrived to the scene, this just upsets me. Once she arrived to the scene, the police officers told her that an ambulance had just headed to the hospital. Maybe they had Breonna's body in the ambulance. So she rushes down to the hospital and she's waiting there for hours and hours and hours. And then the lady behind the desk informs Breonna Taylor's mother that they had no recollection of anybody even being on the way.
Who I tell that I need to get through there, something's going on with my daughter. She tells me that I needed to get to the hospital, that 2 ambulances had been through. One took an officer and the other took the girl, whoever was hurt. And when I get to the hospital, I'll tell them why they're there. So they check. She comes back and said, well, she's not here. And I said, well, I don't know. Maybe I got here before her. And so I sat there for about 2 hours, and the lady comes out and says, well, ma'am, there's no recollection of this person even being on the way.
So the cops lied to her mom. I don't know. Maybe it's just me and my conspiracies, but first they go in her house and kill her. And then they lie to her mother about sending her to the hospital. It's just not adding up because why did y'all kill her? They had absolutely positively no reason to kill her. Like, there was nothing to justify them going in her house and killing her. And I don't know, as a black woman, as a black person in general, that just concerns me deeply because it's like, I don't even have to be outside to get killed by the police. I could be sleeping soundly, peacefully in my own damn room and still get killed by the police. It's like people that are here supposedly to protect you are killing you. So 3 officers were involved in the murder of Breonna Taylor, and only one of them have been fired. None of them, the rest of them haven't even been arrested. None of them. And all 3 of them haven't even had cuffs around their wrists, like, or been taken into custody. It's just so crazy to me. How does the color of somebody's skin determine the type of rights they get? I thought we were all human. Like, you cut us open, we all gonna bleed red. We all pee-pee and we all doo-doo. We blow our nose. We all, like, all of our shit stink. At the end of the day, we're humans. So I'm not understanding how the color of our skin can just cause so much havoc, like so much hate, so much anger for people. In all honesty, I am so sick and tired of people killing Black people and getting away with a slap on the wrist. Like, you took a whole life. It's what's not clicking. And then you have white people out here doing major school shootings and getting escorted by the police. Let a Black person have gone in them schools and shot multiple students. Electric chair. Instantly. No jail, no nothing. Electric chair. That's it's just crazy to me. And I'm not saying that it's okay for a Black person to do it and a white person not to, or vice versa. It's not okay for either one to do it. There shouldn't be more punishment for one group of people for doing the same thing that another group of people are doing. You know what I'm saying? If I go kill somebody, I should go to jail for life, or I should get the death sentence. You know what I'm saying? If Ryan goes and kills somebody, or Alex or freaking Hunter goes and kills multiple people, he should also go to jail. It don't matter. You take a life, you gotta go. Period. No matter who you are. And it's crazy because people are really only making an uproar about George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, but there are so many people with stories just like theirs. They're not the only ones, which is really tragic, honestly. They shouldn't have even been victims, but it's like to have other victims with stories just like theirs, such as a Tatiana Jefferson, who was 28 years old, who lived in Miami, Florida, who was shot and killed through the window of her house in the presence of her 8-year-old nephew. You have Aura Rosser, excuse me if I'm saying her name wrong. You have Stefan Clark, who was only 22 years old, by the way. You have Botham Jean. You have Philando Castile, Alton Sterling, Freddie Gray. The list just goes on and on and on. Like, when does it end? Where does it stop? And honestly, we're rioting and looting now. Well, we were rioting and looting then, but honestly, people are mad about it, which I can see why some people can be mad about it, because some businesses are taking the toll and they didn't even have anything to do with anything. But that's besides the point. We should have been doing this. We should have started this with Trayvon Martin. You know what I'm saying? After the rioting and looting and protesting, we got something shifted. We got some things done. You know what I'm saying? So if we would have just nipped it in the bud, off a rip, you know, to prevent it from going even further than how far it's come. The white people, coons, and pigs are just trying their hardest to try and flip it back on us, to try and make it seem like we're just rioting and protesting for no reason. Like, we're just being unreasonably violent and angry. And I just have one question for those people, because, I mean, we abided by the rules. That didn't work. We tried to protest peacefully. That didn't work. What do y'all want us to do? What do y'all expect us to do? Just let this keep happening? I think the freak not. As long as racism is alive and people are out here getting killed for being alive and being the color of their skin, something they didn't even choose to be, we have to fight. There's no other choice. We have to fight against it, and we won't stop until then. And it's not like we're over here mad because people don't like us because the color of our skin. You know, opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. Be mad. Be mad that I have melanin in my skin. Be mad that I'm black and beautiful. But you cross the line when you start committing hate crimes about it. The police did not exist before slavery. They wanted to find a way to they still wanted to control us and build off of our backs, you know, but legally. We were never really free. The system is literally built for us to struggle. This country is built off of lies. I just want y'all to know that. This country is built off of lies and the backs of people of color. I have a pure ass example for y'all. With liberty and justice for all. Come on. I'm guessing the rich white man was in fine print because all who, please let me know because I am severely confused. Imagine pledging to a club. Let me not get started. Couldn't be me though, but let me not get started. Alright y'all, that's pretty much all I have to say for this video. If you have anything to add, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and comment down below. I would love to converse with y'all about this. Make sure you go ahead and, you know, sign those petitions, donate if you can. Make sure you follow all my social medias, which are right here or down below in the description. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe for more content because like I said, baby, I'm back and I'm better. Y'all believe it or not. I'ma show y'all though. Because I ain't gonna let nobody pray on my downfall. But I thank you guys so much for watching. I love my babies. And I will see you next time.